Welcome to my channel everyone. Bitcoin is currently trading at 110,900 US dollar. In this video we are going to talk about Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP and Solana. Things remain exciting, so make sure to watch until the end. And if you also want to start trading, then I can recommend you the crypto exchange mexc, which you can't see it right now, but 100 tokens, 0 fees, and here you have a huge list of altcoins which you can trade without any kind of fees, and the other coins you also pay low fees. And if you want to use my link, which you can find in the video description, then you are going to save another 20% on those low taker fees. So let's start with my community posts from yesterday. So I said that I opened some small short positions for Ethereum, XRP, Render and Tau. I will also show you why. 4 coins, all of those coins broke the support to the downside and retested it. And I waited for the follow through, because I think that because I thought that we are going to sell off more, and I always start my first trades with small position size. That means that I actually wait for the verification that my first entry is well analyzed and profitable. If it's profitable, then I can increase my position size with more confidence in the future if I see more breakouts. This is my risk management, because if I'm wrong, then I get actually stopped out, break even, and not in losses anymore. So 2 or 3 hours later, I said shorts are closed from my side. Then I have done another post. So we have currently mixed signals, and I can show you why. Now the market stage is a bit more clear to me. So on the one hand, we have support for most coins. We filled the fair value gap and are oversold. So this is actually bullish. On the other hand, we broke the RSI to the downside, and we still have more liquidity to the downside to fish. That is bearish. That's why I closed all of my trades, and I actually started to watch. So I don't get into any kind of trades, lose my money, get emotionally, get panicked, or I don't know if I'm in the cold water and I don't know where to swim. That's why I just wait and look when the market situation is more clear to me. That's why I didn't want to do a video yesterday, because with all of those informations, I would have just confused most of you. And I don't want to confuse you, because then you are going to panic maybe because KG Investing said something bad or even something positive. We will just look into it and you will see what I mean with it. So Bitcoin looks bearish. Altcoins looks bullish. That means that the price movement which we got to the downside, we lost the purple box, we retested it, follow through. Now the corrective movement to the upside, because we still have here the fair value gap, looks corrective to me within a bear flag. And yes, I can also adjust that bear flag and I can make it a bit bigger like this, as long as we don't break it to the upside, and I can invalidate that pattern. So basically, if we get this kind of movement, then the bear flag is gone. But if we hit the price, for example, of $111,800, but also keep in mind, this bear flag is upwards, means over the time in the next hours, the price is going to move to the upside. So don't think that 112,000 US dollar or 112,100 US dollar is going to invalidate that bear flag. It depends when we are getting there. So for now, this price movement looks bearish to me. If we break the 109,850 US dollar to the upside, also here upwards, so over the time, this price mark is, not this one, so this price mark here is going to move to the upside, so the price is going to change as well. But once we break the bear flag to the downside, target, in my opinion, 105,800 US dollar to 107,100 US dollar. Is it bearish? For Bitcoin, yes. I also think that the whole Bitcoin season is done. I think, yes, Bitcoin can still do a new all-time high, but how much percentages should it be? Bitcoin made, I think, its push from 70k since we broke to the upside to 125k. So it's basically maybe 70%. how much more space to the upside do we have? Not much. I think like 130k if we are very, very bullish. 135k for Bitcoin. Meanwhile, the altcoins, they are going to do 50, 100%, 200%. That's why I take my fingers from Bitcoin. I'm just using Bitcoin as an orientation where the market is going to go. And here is now the difficult part. Bitcoin's movement is bearish. The movement of Ethereum looks far more better. The one from XRP, even far better. Solana looks also good. Sui, yes, going to be good. Avalanche looks good. So we can see for all the altcoins, that they are actually looking like they found their low and they tend to get upside. So we just looked over every single altcoin. So basically all of them are looking good. Let's now talk about the Bitcoin dominance, because we had our target from the bearish pennant. I just have to take it again on the chart. Maximum target. Put it here to the breakout point. We didn't hit the maximum target, but we were very close to it. So I can take this one out of the chart. I also want to delay this one here as well. So we got our bounce in the Bitcoin dominance, selling off more. So target is, in my opinion, still the 57.14%. If we break it to the downside, very good for the altcoins. If not, yeah, then Bitcoin might even have the chance to outperform the altcoins, but I actually doubt it. I think still we are in the altcoin season. So if Bitcoin drops to the downside, then it's going to sell off, in my opinion, like I said, in the area, let's say 106k. So while Bitcoin is doing that, I will show you something. That's what I have drew here. So basically, if Bitcoin gets a new low, so let's say Bitcoin is still here. If it breaks to the downside, Bitcoin is going to be here. Ethereum, meanwhile, got already its bullish push, and I can even imagine that Ethereum goes to 4,668 US dollar. From there, sells off. But the question is, where is it going to sell off? Because it's not going to be bearish at all. It's just going to be a pullback which we have seen, for example, here. Okay, this push is a bit more, but afterwards we have a consolidation. Here also, we got this push, we get a pullback. This is just a pullback. Afterwards, the run-up. So just because we are going to get a pullback, which is here most likely going to happen, 4,668 US dollar, it's a resistance which we have to the break to the upside, pullback, maybe even a small pullback, 4,556 US dollar, while Bitcoin is selling off a lot. Ethereum can do afterwards if Bitcoin is also moving to the upside, but after it hit the 106k, Ethereum can go for a new all-time high, or we get a deeper retracement. Also not a problem. It would just be a higher low, and then new all-time high for Ethereum. Like I said, altcoin season, I think it already begun. It's not that all the altcoins are pumping up simultaneously by thousands of percentages. It always starts with Ethereum. So the money which Bitcoin had, so the market cap, just goes into Ethereum. And afterwards, if the cycle for Ethereum is done, the market cap of Ethereum is going to get smaller because people are going to take their profits and they put it into XRP, Solana. It's going to continue even into the most smallest meme coins. Let's say it like this. So it's always going from large caps, like first start with Bitcoin. It's going to start from Bitcoin into Ethereum, from Ethereum into the other large caps like XRP, Solana. Afterwards into the smaller large caps, like for example the top 20 coins, which you can find SUI there, for example. From there, it's going into the mid caps, small caps, micro caps. Meanwhile, Bitcoin is not doing a new all-time high, or is doing a slightly all-time high. Slightly higher all-time high. Once the money goes from out of Ethereum, the same is going to happen with Ethereum. What we are going to see with Bitcoin right now is going to happen with Ethereum, but in the future. When? I can't tell you that. We have to see. So, everything looks bullish to me. And let's talk about my short trade from yesterday. So I have did my community post that I saw here the breakout and here it retests. Yeah, don't think that I have said it on my YouTube channel. This green trend line wasn't on the chart yesterday or 2 days ago in my video. I have just saw that and I put it yesterday on the chart for myself. Target was this whole fair value gap, even in the lower part. I have also drawn a support box in purple. This wasn't on the chart 2 days ago in my video. So also, I'm transparent with you. I just added it when I started my trade, when I opened my trade. Target was this support box. Why? Because it is a support box. We can bounce there. We have seen it in the past. Here we bounced. Here we bounced. Here we also bounced just to the downside. Here we also bounced just to the downside. So basically, that's the first mixed signal which I got. We broke to the downside. We sold off a lot. This is a bearish movement, a very bearish one. We found support. Second was this huge chart pattern, this rising wedge, also a bearish chart pattern. This trend line shouldn't break to the downside unless we want to be bearish. It held. Second, the fair value gap. Maximum target of that fair value gaps was the 4,310 US dollar. Where did we go? We actually just closed 100% of the fair value gap, means the price movement which Jerome Powell caused on Friday. This very bullish chart, this very bullish movement to the upside. I was in my long position, and yes, I closed my long position here with profits. Why did I do it? With a very high chance we should close the fair value gap. Here are many long positions which are waiting to get liquidated or their stop loss to get hit. Some people are like this. They're going into a long trade right here. They see this kind of price movement. They think everything looks good. Stop loss to break even, for example, or even a bit lower. They still keep their stop loss somewhere here, maybe even up here or up here. Who knows? They see this kind of movement and they think, okay, as long as it's going up, I will keep my long trade. I'm not going to take profits because they think Ethereum goes to 6K or something. They want to catch a long-term trade. Not going to happen. Boom, liquidated or stopped out. This was why I closed my long positions far earlier, so I didn't even wait for this kind of price movement to develop. I just blindly took profits because of this dangerous fair value gap, which can get filled anytime. And we filled it just with another top, here another top, and afterwards, boom, filled that fair value gap. So, like I said, 4,668 US dollars going to get interesting. There I expect a pullback. If we break it to the upside, positive new all-time high for Ethereum, in my opinion, can start. If we now look over XRP, before I started this video, this didn't happen at all. And also here the first red candle comes, maybe not, who knows. Here is the resistance, $3.08. Even perfect, look. If we break it to the upside, then I would be still careful as long as we don't get a consolidation. If we get a consolidation which closes at least a good part of that fair value gap, then it looks actually good to me. And then we can look for higher prices. But that's what I have said. Bitcoin looks bearish. Look at XRP. This price movement is not bearish at all. So if Bitcoin breaks to the downside, then I think XRP is just going to get this kind of movement. And afterwards, those kind of candles, get used to it. After we break to the upside, it's going to look like this in my opinion. So here I have drew also in resistance. So basically we have said, right here I will show you that again, Ethereum, XRP, Render and Tau, short. Why that? Because here was my hand drawn support trend line which broke to the downside, retest. I was looking for the maximum target of that fair value gap. It even went a bit lower, so I orientated myself on Ethereum as well. It's going to help a lot. If Ethereum is at support and is going to bounce, then XRP most likely is also going to do the same. And this also happened. So that's why I closed my short trade. Mixed signals. It looked bullish, but it also looked bearish. Now I waited 1 day longer and I can tell you it looks bullish. So I would just wait a bit longer because this price movement here is not tradable. I would wait for a bullish consolidation and then we can get, after we see a breakout, into a trade, because once the $3.08 breaks to the upside, the chance is even very high that we see the $3.14 also breaking to the upside. And if the $3.14 breaks to the upside, then $3.30 is going to be my first target. And for the overall cycle, I think $4, $4.50 is very realistic for Ethereum, for XRP, and this is going to be still up to 50% to the upside without any kind of leverage from the current price. Everything looks positive to me. If we now look over Solana, so for Solana, I actually wanted to see the $181 getting there and from here getting our push. It also looked to me that we are going to get there with this kind of price movement. So this was here bearish until we got this price candle to the upside. And now the run up looks good to me. We are currently at a resistance box, and here I have drawn this as well. We can get a pullback. If it's going to be a bullish pullback, means within a bull flag or within a falling wedge, everything looks then good to me and tradable after we break it to the upside for this run up. And if you want to know my my cycle top for Solana, then I would say $300 to $350 is very realistic for Solana. I think the price is going to get there over the whole bull market. So far everything looks good. $189 should hold. If they also break the downside, yeah, then I would even say this is going to be critical then, because $186 is also support. But if we really lose the $189, then it's just going to be the second attempt of getting into the fair value gap, $181. I think at the moment unrealistic, but we also have to change our mindset from bullish to bearish once this happens. So we have to be flexible. In every case, I don't hope that for sure, we always hope that our analysis are right, for sure. But if I stick on hoping for my analysis to be right, and I see the signals that we broke, for example, to the downside, and invalidate my analysis, and I still hope, oh, still we broke it before to the upside, and now we can get to the and now we can get into the bull run, and I'm in my long position, and I'm currently in 50% losses, and I still want to keep them, and the market gave you the signals, then it's going to be very dangerous, because then emotions take over your chart analysis. Keep that in mind. We can break to the upside for sure, but it's not a 100% security that we are going to continuing getting higher prices. It can also be a fake out. It can also be a mistake in the measurement and we got into our top already, selling off and break to the downside, then it's actually invalidated. So with that said, we see each other in the Sui, Avalanche, HBAR and Dogecoin update.